Today we create a jig from scrapwood that makes loose tenon joinery as precise as a Festool domino jointer. In a recent video I created this 3D printed jig for loose tenon joinery. As not everybody has access to a 3D printer, let's build another one. We will first build a simple 10-minute version and then integrate some more advanced adjustment options. For both versions you need a guide bushing on your router. Measure its outer diameter, mine is 17 mm. You can find a link in the description pointing to a detailed plan with all the measurements on my website. In this entire build there's only one cut that is a bit tricky. We have to cut a piece of 1/2 inch or 12 mm plywood to exactly the width of the guide bushing. I will make the cut on my table saw. First I make a cut of nearly 18 mm, which leaves the strip of wood oversized by nearly a millimeter. I measure the width of the strip with a caliper, and without changing the measurement of the caliper, I position it against the fence and put a block of wood next to it. Now I can carefully move the fence till it fits the width plus 1/10 of a millimeter as play. Once I found the precise setting, I will cut a few pieces extra. Next, we make one more cut to create the centerpiece of the jig. While the width of this piece should be precisely the width of your guide bushing, the length is the length of your slot plus the size of your bushing. For a standard domino, the slot length is 13 mm, so the total length with a 17 mm bushing will be 30 mm. Besides the centerpiece, we cut 2 more pieces from our bushing-sized strip and 2 larger pieces according to the plan. As a quick test, I clamp all the pieces together and check that my guide bushing has no play in the slot. For the simple version, we need one more piece of 18 mm or 3/4 inch plywood with measurements according to the plan. We mark a center line on the thicker piece and cut a small notch out on the bandsaw. Now we glue all the 12 mm pieces, but not the centerpiece, together. After the glue has dried, we can knock out the centerpiece. On this plate, we mark a line on the longer side of our slot that equals half the material thickness we want to cut minus half of the guide bushing width. I want to cut slots in 18 mm material with a 17 mm bushing, so the distance is 1/2 millimeter. We can now align the center lines of both pieces and glue them together. The simple version is done and we can test it. To create a joint, we mark a line where we want to position the tenon. The cutout in the lower plate helps us to align the jig with the workpiece so that we can clamp it in place. Next, we adjust the right depth of cut and create a mortise. While this version of the jig is built quickly and without any special hardware, you would have to build several versions for different material thicknesses. So let's build a little more advanced version. First, we want to create the possibility to adjust the width of the mortise. Before gluing our plate together, we will drill a hole in the 2 small side pieces and tap it with a M5 tap and add 2 small machine screws. Now we can glue the plate together as we did before. It would be great if we could also adjust the jig so that the tenon sits centered in work pieces of different width. Here you see me routing a wider but shallow recess and a 6 mm slot in the plate. We carefully position it on top of the wider piece and use a 6 mm drill to mark the center of the slot. In the position of the divot from the drill, we drill and tap a 6 mm hole. Now we can screw the plates together and are able to easily adjust the width and the position of the slots. The third improvement is not strictly necessary, but will make life quite a bit easier. In my 3D printed version, I used bookshelf pins to register the jig against the workpiece. Here we want to take it one step further and route out 2 parallel slots in the thicker plate. We also mark and drill equally sized holes into 2 separate blocks of plywood. If you have a right-sized toggle clamp at hand, you can screw it to the plate so that you can clamp the workpiece easily to the jig. To use the jig, adjust the distance of the screws with an Allen key to the right width. Next, we adjust it to the material thickness, and after centering the workpiece, we lock the 2 blocks in place. While the setup is more time-consuming than the setup of a Festool domino jointer, the actual joinery is as quick and as accurate as with the original tool. We have now built several versions of the jig. Which one would you prefer? Let me know in the comments. And if you are interested to see this jig in action, and if you are interested in all other kind of videos, please subscribe to my channel.